Alright. Okay, so we should be live. So I'm gonna just double check this. And let's see, yep. Okay, so as the title says here, basically what the idea that I want to do here is pretty much I'm gonna go through a couple of my old decks just to I think it's funny now. So it's been quite a while. I've been kind of theory crafting for a while. I didn't do it too much, but as you see here, I have two of them from Blackrock Mountain 2015. So we'll see. Some of them might not be theory crafted. They might even be just like some like mid, you know, in between, you know, the expansions and stuff. And I always had like a fascination with like basically budget decks for people that are free to play, because I know a lot of people like the free to play stuff. So kind of wanted to do that too. So yeah, actually I want to pop out my chat box. Not that I think really anybody's gonna come in, but I do think it's kind of cool to go through this. So we're gonna look at our first one, which is lock and load traps. So let's see here. Yeah, as I said, August 16th, 2015. So lock and load is a heavy spell hunter deck. Only minions are Gnomish Experimenter, has a super high chance of drawing a card and not make it into a chicken. And Mad Scientist for more traps. So should be fun. Yeah. So looking at it, I mean, there weren't a ton of traps back then, if you remember. So I mean, I think I had most of them, if not all. I might have been missing a few. I think I actually had them all, to be honest. So yeah. But looking at it, it looks like basically I was all in with I was literally all in on lock and load. So basically, if I didn't draw lock and load by like turn, I needed it for probably turn 6 to at least get some value. Obviously, one of the best ones is like tracking and lock and load, because it's so cheap, get another card and stuff. And then Hunter's Mark was awesome too, because at the time it was 0 mana. So there was definitely some fun to it, but I don't believe this deck did anything at all. I don't even think it... I'd be lucky if it won like 25% of the games. So, let's look at the budget zoo deck from the Grand Tournament. So it says, pretty much just theory crafting of a budget deck. Its free-to-play users could strive to make once TGT is released. Only included 3 cards that I personally only see: the Argent Horse Rider for a great trading card with Charge and Divine Shield. Great versus Night Juggler. Dragon Hawk Rider may not be the strongest card, but if they don't take care of this card by the next turn, you can hero power plus power overwhelming it, hit the face for 14 on turn 4. 22 if you double power overwhelming. Fencing Charge may seem odd, but a 3-mana 2/2 body draw card on turn 3 is not the worst thing in the world. Cycling through your deck that much faster for your win conditions. And not going to ramble too long. Let me know what you think. And okay, so let's see. Yeah, so Soulfire was 0 mana at the time too, I believe. I don't believe it got nerfed yet, but yeah, let's see. So Abusive Sergeant was also a 2/1. I believe Leopardon was a 2/1 at the time also. There's a lot of things that changed. Yeah, 6 Swamp Ooze, so that was probably just for some removal, I'm guessing against Warrior mainly. Knife Juggler was a 3/2 and was just dominating back in the day. So yeah, not too surprising. Nerubian Egg is amazing. I don't really know what I was thinking about Dragon Hawk Rider, as that was not a good card. Fencing Coach isn't terrible though, I gotta say. So yeah, I mean, if you probably swapped these 4 back in the day for something a little bit better, I think it actually is not a bad deck for a budget deck. I mean, it really isn't that expensive, and there's only rare cards. So, that's interesting. Let's look at now, so we're at the TGT launch. So, I believe they just came out. Like, TGT just came out. So let's look at, we got a couple of them. So we got Heavy Spell, Dragon Priest, New Smork, and Free to Play Warrior. So my Free to Play Warrior was, this is just a copy of a deck. I was in some, if I'm remembering correctly, there was like a forum or something that I was a part of. And what the idea was to create a new account. And basically for an entire month, you wanted to see how far you can get on a free to play account. And you kind of were just disenchanting everything you could just to build up one, only one, like, class. And I ended up getting some decent warrior cards, so we'll look at that. That's what that is. So it's not really free to play. Like, it's good for free to play because I actually think I got really lucky. I might have even had like 2 legendaries, but yeah. So Heavy Spell Control. I'm pretty sure this was just, I thought this is so cool getting Ronin, and then having Archmage Antonitis, and it just didn't work. But they're together, which focuses on controlling the board with spells, trying to obtain as many as possible for a huge finish with Malygos, Archmage, and Nezera. Let me think. Yeah. Yeah. If I remember, I actually played this a little bit, and I'm pretty sure it was like one of the worst. It was like really, really bad. So the idea was there for me. The idea. All I knew is that arcane missiles are very cheap, so you wanted this guy to get. He's just too slow. Ronan's just way too slow. Is the problem. And Malygos is a little slow too. But I mean, I don't know what Shieldmaster is doing in there. That I can't even explain. I don't know. There must have been like a very super aggressive guys, and maybe that was the only like defensive game we had. By the way, don't judge me in my blue cup. It's my girlfriend's. Yeah. So, I mean, kind of similar to the other one. You're really looking only at Spellslinger was just for fun. It's the meme card. A lot of fun though. But I mean, you take Ronin away, Malygos. I mean, Malygos is cool, but I don't think in this deck it works out too great. Probably add another anti-heal bot, and then I don't think I'm using Ice Block, which is very odd. But I don't think people were using Ice Block that much. So, yeah, Dragon Priest. Yeah, there weren't a ton of dragons, but it was definitely interesting back then. Confessor Paletrus, why that card? I even called it, but I still wanted to try around with it because it was kind of, it was a fun card, but it was not good. Everybody thought it was so amazing because it was Inspire. Oh my god, you get a second legendary. But I'm pretty sure this didn't do too bad. It wasn't that good. But man, look how expensive this deck is. I mean, there's a lot of legendaries. Not as many as like old school Control Warrior had, but New Smork. I'm pretty sure this is a deck I used to climb a ton with. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about King Mukla. I don't know if he was in it. But I'm 90% sure this is the deck I used to like climb very far at the time, that is. So it was alright. But alright, let's see. Free to play warrior. Yeah, this is the one. Oh wow. Actually, this isn't even updated because I know I had Brawl. I ended up having a Brawl. And I had an Inspire card too, that every time you use your hero power it would give you +2/+2. I know I had those. So this isn't really up to date from where it was. But man, I'll tell you, I had so much fun with this deck. I loved it. When I was building it up and stuff, I really, really enjoyed it. And And I pulled like a Deathwing on like my second pack, and that was before the pity timers too. Because now if like you just start, you get a legendary within 2, I believe. No, jeez, 2 within 10 packs. So Shadow Step Barns. All right, I guess we'll look at a few of these. We're not gonna look at all of them. I was thinking of one. Okay, so basically this is during Karazhan. And I think the only idea was only to play like really powerful minions and Barns. And to keep shadow stepping Barns until you got like multiple Malagos. But yeah, it didn't end up working out well for myself, but I believe this is definitely like a decent deck. I think people mainly just played Barns and Malagos. I don't think they did anything else though. I could be wrong. I don't remember the deck too much. But Goro Beast Druid, Merlocodon, Caverns Rogue. Let's look at my Caverns Rogue. So this is Quest Rogue. When it first, like before it even came out, so nobody really knew it exactly. And then day one, it was figured out, and it was so devastating. So I'm not gonna look at the rest of those. We'll only pick out some cool ones now. I wanted to look at the really old ones because those are kind of funny. But I did Backstab Prep, Shadow Step Swashbuckler, Caverns, which only needed 4 minis at the time. Eviscerate Sap, Wonder City Huckster. What the hell was I thinking? What the heck was I thinking? I think I was thinking Thistle Tea was the main thing. And then whatever you got, you just played a bunch of that. It's really bad. No Firefly, nothing. I clearly didn't know what the heck I was thinking about. Yeah, that's a really bad one. Taunt Warrior, Beast Hunter. Oh, Jungle Giant's fun. And then, alright, this is Dinomancy, I gotta show it. Obviously, it has my most views of all. And it might seem like clickbait, but I actually had like a 75% win rate with this Dinomancy Hunter because nobody knew what the hell was going on with it. And I climbed like crazy with that deck. And I think people just didn't really know how to play it. And at the time, it was useful. I mean, it was absolute trash like even later on during that same season. But when I was playing it at the time, it was actually pretty good. So, Jungle Giants, Wild Growth, Wrath, Feral Rage. Yep. Oh, you know what? This was actually a really fun deck. Now that I'm thinking about it, I totally remember this deck. I don't really know why I had Hemet in there, but I had Hemet in there. I think it was to get rid of these guys once I got to like 6 mana. I didn't really care because everything was so high end. But that was a very fun deck. I'm pretty sure that, like, somebody ended up making a very refined version of a Jungle Giant style Druid at the time too, and it ended up being way better than this. But I just enjoyed it because it was my own little creation. I really liked playing Solgoth, I remember. And Bright Eyed Scout was fun too. Moonglade Portal, one of my favorite cards back in the day. Alright, so here's my beast. So I played this so much. So the idea was basically you played it very aggressively. You played Alley Cats, and then so you played, you know, basically you just played any one drop you can get a hold of, right? You're always looking for at least one of these cards for turn 1. You really wanted to get Alley Cat because it's a lot harder for them to remove because, you know, there's 2 bodies, and then you wanted to go turn 2 into Crackling Razormaw. But even still, if you even just play Dinomancy on turn 2, you always had the threat of being able to buff something up, and you could continuously like basically stampede over the enemy minions, because that was mainly what I did. And I did it a lot of the times with cards like, you know, I mean, Rat Pack was great. Knuckles just did work for me. At the time, Galaga Crawler, there was so many pirates, and I would just eat everything up. Yep, Professor Runt was awesome. So Cult Master was in there because of the Rat Pack. We just get a ton of cards from it. Savannah Hymen was awesome for, obviously. Savannah Hymen is still one of the better hunter cards for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's surprising this, you know. And then the thing about Crackling Razor Maul is, you know, you might buff something up, like insane. You could, so you might have Rat Pack, you kill it off, you have all the 1/1s guys, right? Then you play Scavenging Hyena, and you start killing things and it buffs this guy up like crazy. You Dinomancy it on top of it. And they have to deal with something with it. Then maybe you play Crackling Razor Maw and you just, you know, get, you know, Wind Fury. And just kill it. So, I mean, the deck was pretty good. And I mean, this is probably in like a week window. So, it wasn't for long. I mean, it easily got outclassed very quickly, but it definitely was fun at the time. So, let's see here. Oh, you know what? I think this is the refined version of my Jungle Giants one that I really enjoyed. Yeah, because I made a video about it. My ramp. Yeah, this was the one. Okay. So this had so much healing in the deck at the time. And the only thing that was the biggest problem about the deck was if you got rushed down too fast, you sometimes didn't have a chance to come back fast enough. But I mean, you were always behind from turns 1 to 4 about, because about turn 4 you were hitting Twilight Drakes, and then you could usually that was like a 4-8, 4-9, depending on, you know, if you got Wild Growth and stuff. But the big idea too was this. I think I also was doing something with Naturalize. Yeah, because I had Coley Oracle and Naturalize, and I was trying to burn some of their cards too. But I think I also mainly played Naturalize because I needed some I wanted a very cheap like removal card, and it just ended up working. I mean, it wasn't, obviously Naturalize isn't very good, but it just worked great in this deck, and I loved it. So, kind of, I actually might watch this video again because I really, really enjoyed this. So, kind of excited to see what that is again. So, Zubat Paladin, that one did very good too. Budget Jade Token Shaman, that's actually a pretty good deck too. Spell Priest, pretty sure that's not that good of a deck. Oh, you know what? Actually, I put this on there for a friend. Yeah, this was a pretty fun deck too. Oh my, I forgot about this. This was a really fun deck too. Yeah, it wasn't bad too. Obviously, I actually missed Medivh the Guardian. I forgot about this card. Such a fun card. Well, you got, you know, play Free from Amber with Medivh the Guardian, or Dragonfire Potion or something. I mean, you really got a lot. And then you'd always get like a free Arcane Giants and stuff. Wild Pyromancer for a little, you know, board clear action. Acolyte of Pain with it because of same thing. Yeah. I might have even changed it a little bit later on and added, like, for some reason I remember doing like a Divine Spirit Inner Fire style thing with Acolyte of Pains too. It might be a completely different deck. I've made so many decks. But yeah, this is fun. I wouldn't mind playing this deck right now. Copying it and playing it. I guess we'll look at the Zubat one. I'm pretty sure I made a video also. Huh. Weird. I don't have that. I'm gonna look for it quick. I'm really surprised if it's not there. If I'm not mistaken, that deck wasn't bad. Zuba. Huh, I don't see it. Huh. I wonder what happened to it. I'm really surprised. I definitely remember playing that deck a lot. Oh yeah, it was my first golden hero thing, and cause I got my first golden hero with this one. And I think I removed it just cause it was, I think it was weird or something. I think I was like embarrassed about something, about something I did in it. But yeah, I mean, it had just a whole bunch of like hand buffs and just a little bit of Murloc Dragon. I think the only dragons really were, other than Onyxia, was the Fairy Dragon. Yeah. Obviously, Murloc were, like, the Murlocs were the strongest things in it, because Murloc War Leader gave +2/+1, and then got Gentle Megasaur also. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I removed Onyxia and just added a second Gentle Megasaur at the time. And the deck got a lot better too. And it's not surprising, I mean, Murloc Paladin, which is one of like... I really hate some of these decks, man, from the past. It's like, I understand it. I don't like when people play the same crap all the time. And the decks they continuously play are like these super aggressive, and the only reason why you got Legend is because you put the time into it. You know what I mean? Like you play for like 15 hours a day stuff. You got all this time in the world or whatever, and you play so much, and you get Legend, and you only play the one deck that's, you know, taken from Hearthstone or Hearthstone top decks from some streamer. It was always very frustrating when I try to create my own little things, and it's never, obviously they're never gonna be amazing. They're homebrews. But oh yeah, so I was into, so Knights of the Frozen Throne was probably my most hyped expansion and the biggest letdown for me of all time, because it was Druidstone, obviously, as everybody remembers, and it just, I was so hyped. I loved every card, the Death Knights, everything. Even before all the cards were announced, I was making decks, and I was, you know, talking to the community, I was making videos, I was going on the forums, and I was trying to be like, hey, look at this, send me your links to your things, I'll give you my advice and what I think about them. And so this is a cheap budget, basically Disneyland warrior, based off of like Crip's Disneyland, you know, warrior that he had before. And I kind of wanted to try something similar to it. I don't really know why I put Dead Man's Hand in there. I don't know. Yeah, Disneyland Warrior is a very fun deck, very cheap too. So, Patron Warrior. Yep, Grim Patron. Such a fun card. So I remember I was very excited about. For some reason, I was into playing Wild Patron Warrior at the time, so I did a lot of that. So I had a video on this Secret Hunter. This is why I put this video here, so if people wanted to copy it, it's right here. It's a pretty fun deck too. Not the greatest, but fun. Now there is one deck I TheoryCrafted the most. Freeze Evolve's terrible. Elemental Freeze. Death Knight Demon. I guess we could look at this because it would be funny. Because obviously Warlock was very, very powerful. I don't know why I have Unwilling Sacrifice in there. Why do they have Unwilling Sacrifice? Maybe I was thinking I could do Stonehill Defender, Blood Mage, or Mistress of Mixtures, because those aren't really like super powerful cards. That's a terrible deck. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know what I was thinking. Weird. Another Disney warrior. Troll, Paladin, hand buff, Paladin. Yeah, none of those really are standing out to me that I even want to look at. So we're going to get to the new stuff here really soon. Here we go. This is the deck I worked on by far the most. As you can see, I actually even made a write-up and everything. So, let's see. Basically, the idea of the deck is you're playing a control hunter, which plays very few beasts. The idea is use a Abominable Bowman and have him actually spawn a powerful beast. If you build a traditional hunter, there's a very high chance to, you know, for Abominable Bowman to spawn a small body, such as a 1/1, or, you know, look at Savannah Highmane, you know, you get one of the 2/2 hyenas. So basically, there's 2/3 of a chance to get, you know, so say if Savannah Highmane was the only beast that you played, so there is a 66% chance that, you know, you're gonna get a 2/2 hyena rather than the Savannah Highmane. So what I wanted to do is maximize the chance that you're able to pull a large beast rather than pulling some crap, because obviously there's very powerful like early game guys, but I wanted to get the most value possible out of Abominable Bowman, which probably isn't the best idea because it's probably going to actually make the deck a lot weaker. So basically I go over the card choices here, and I guess this is actually probably the best way for me to go over it. I don't know if I should maybe read this, because I don't know if I updated this part with this. I might have just added this. Gluttonous Ooze. Like, do I have Gluttonous Ooze even in here? I do not. Let's see if Gluttonous Ooze is over here. Yeah, there's Gluttonous Ooze. But I guess I'll read through some of it. Obviously, this is to activate it. Wild Pyromancer. It's a nice little combo with Hunter's Mark. Tracking thing your deck. Let's choose flexible answers. Explosive Trap, Freezing Trap, and Snipe. They stall the game out until later, and they don't generate any beasts too. That's another main key factor too. So along with the Cloaked Huntress and Eaglehorn Bow. So Eaglehorn Bow is obviously like a more powerful fire war axe now. And Cloaked Huntress let you play those traps for free. So Deadly Shot can remove like large targets if you're lucky. And then Stitch Tracker. So this was very useful because you were able to find something like Barnes, you know, one of your one-off cards. I actually might have removed, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I removed Wild Pyromancer towards the end. I think the only cards I had in this deck were Barnes. I'm pretty sure the only minions I had were Barnes, the Swamp King Dread, and there was like another beast, because this is definitely not up to date. And it might have been even Tundra Rhino. Corpse Widow wasn't in there, because there was only, the only minions were like Stitch Tracker. I'm trying to think, because I'm pretty sure I had an updated version of this. I'm gonna check quick. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna see if I have it on my deck tracker. If I can find my deck tracker right now. Oh my god, I can't even see where it is. There it is. I might have had Tundra Rhino. I might have had... It might have been Tundra Rhino, because obviously I was using Deathstalker Rexar for the increased chance of finding, like, you know, making big beast stuff. What the heck was it? I think I had N'Zoth too for... Alright, so Hunter. Nope. Nope. No. I must have cleaned this out. Oh. Yeah, so this isn't up to date. Well, that's definitely the, like, I can tell you right now, this is what I spent the most time on, by far. For, like, theory crafting and stuff, I spent freaking so much time researching it. I don't know why. But it was a lot of fun. I wonder if I updated it. That is a possibility, too. So here's Bowman, Spell Hunter, Kalaseth. This is one that's made a video. Another very powerful. Actually, this I I don't want to be that guy that says like I did something before, but like Kalaseth was considered trash when I made this deck. Nobody even played it, and then I made this deck, and I'm not gonna say that he like came up with this amazing idea and stuff, but I tried it before it was popular because I hate making popular decks. So I made like an aggressive deck, and big surprise, anytime I make an aggressive deck, I mean you do well because it's aggro. But I just want to try Kalaseth because I was like, oh, it's a meme card. Nobody's gonna play it. They're gonna be like, oh my god, he's playing Kalaseth. That's so funny. And then, lo and behold, Kalaseth became hell. So it was fun. Definitely check out the video if you want to see like something from back in the day. Actually, I'm kind of curious.
What's up, guys? Brad here, and today I want to get this change to be able to drop the cards as quick as possible and play Divine Favors. Making fun of all the Prince cards, and
see, look at it.
That it was actually one of the more underrated cards from the set, as everybody kind of was making fun of all the Prince cards, and Kalaseth, oh my god, not having a 2-drop, it's horrible. But if you build around it, I think it's actually not that bad. It's one of the, stronger effects. Mist Color was horrible because it was 6 mana. Well, this can do it at 2 mana. Divine.
See, I mean, I even called it out in the beginning there that it wasn't. People were making fun of the card, so I don't know. I don't know when that Prince Kalaseth deck was made. Like I think it was a rogue one, but all I know is I did very well with that, especially if I got Kalaseth on turn 2. So this is the meme machine. So this was actually just the last expansion. So this was a pretty fun deck. All it was basically a bunch of generating random cards. So it was fun. I know I didn't use Spectral Cutlass though. So but let me tell you, which is Cauldron? Underrated card. Don't know if it's better now, but I never seen anybody play it, and I played it a lot, had a lot of fun with it. It did well. So let's see here. Meme Machine, Hand Token Druid, Odd Mage. No, Secret Quest Paladin. Let's see what Crappy Warrior is. Let's look at my Shutterwalk. And then my last one I made before we get to the new stuff. Dire Frenzy. Don't know why I thought about doing Dire Frenzy, but I did. So I think the only idea, I think I was kind of trying to go back in time with the Bellringer Sentry, and it didn't work too well. Because I do remember playing this with Prince Liam, and he was a lot worse than I remembered. But I will tell you, the last Kaleidosaur Quest Paladin, not bad. Especially playing cards like Sounds of Bells and stuff. Not too bad. Pretty fun deck. Definitely got to refine it, but it's not bad. Before even trying the cards out, not terrible. Crappy Warrior. Oh, this is just I'll probably just throw all the rush cards in or something. Yeah, this is really, oh lord, bad. All right, let's see here. I don't know. I definitely did not come up with the life drinker stuff. I know that for sure. I probably read it from somewhere, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to do my own little mix on it. And I probably threw in the Shutterwalk and all that stuff. I don't think it's very good because Shutterwalk redoes all of the battle cries, and you end up filling your hand up a lot with, like, you know, Witch's Apprentice and stuff. Oh yeah, Murmuring Elemental with it is pretty cute. I forgot about Murmuring Elemental with Shutterwalk. Because what you do is play Fire Plume, make Murmuring cheaper, and Shutterwalk with Murmuring. Yeah. And the last one before we get to the current cards. So Dire Frenzy. I think the idea was to do it with Stone Tusk Boar. So Stone Tusk Boar and Vicious Scalehide were the two main targets because you could play them, and then I think Stone Tusk Boar was the main target because Telvir Warden. But Vicious Scalehide, I think, was a backup for it because it had Rush and you could heal yourself. So, I guess kind of cute. Toxmonger with, like, Elven Archer. It didn't do well at all, I can tell you now. So, alright, so let's get to current stuff. So, start with these, we'll go through. Alright. So my bad Freeze Mage, because I know it's not going to be good. I'm guaranteeing you, somebody who actually plays Freeze Mage quite often and well can make this way better. But basically the general idea is to cycle through your deck as much as you can so you can get to Pocket Galaxy. And then hopefully you play that and you hit all you gotta hit is Archmage. If you can hit Archmage, that's all that matters. So you want Archmage still in your deck by the time you get Luna's Pocket Galaxy. And then you're gonna want to obviously do your combo of, you know, Archmage, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Sorcerer's Apprentice. And you might not even need to do and I think that's the reason why I don't have it in the deck. So Molten Reflection is usually what you use to get 2 more Sorcerer's Apprentice so you get infinite Fireballs. I don't know if you actually will need it, because your Fireballs only be 2 mana. No, you're probably going to still need it. So maybe Arcane Artificer is the card that... So we'll edit these on the fly too. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm kind of doing this too. Have a little fun. Do a little editing and stuff. So I want as much card draw as I can. I got some of these, because I want to have Arcanologist in there, so that's why I got Counterspell and Ice Barriers in there. And then Doomsayers with Frost Nova. Yeah, we're gonna need Molten Reflection. You need one of two things. Either, actually, we actually might be able to get away with it with the 3-mana one. Forget what it's called. Simulacrum. Probably best for us to do Molten Reflections. So, probably better. Alright. Yeah. I think it's solid. I mean, as I said, there's definitely better people that are way better at Freeze Mage than I am. So this is my Zerk, I guess. I don't know. It's like a Zerk, I guess, card thing, mainly focusing on this guy. But the idea is to get a test subject, double Dead Ringer, draws them out. Topsy-Turvy's only in there really for Lyra, so that's kind of why I did that. But I mean, you could even do Topsy-Turvy on this Night Scale Matriarch, and then hit him in the face for like 9 if it came to that. But we'll see. I just got Harrison Jones in there for like a weapon removal, card draw. I don't really know how weapons are going to be at the time. But my idea is that, I mean, you could even Topsy-Turvy Zerk. I mean, it's a free another 5/5 because it's set. If I'm reading it correctly, which I hope I am. Anytime you target it with a spell, it resummons itself when it dies. So you could just play Topsy-Turvy on it, and it'll come back after it dies. It'll have 2 5/5s. And then my thought is this: you could play this guy, and then play something on it, such as like a power shield. They gotta kill that, and then they get the other one come back. And then if that's the case, say they don't kill it, you could play Powered Word Replicate on it, and then they got 2 of them, and they both, when they both die, they come back. So I mean, it's definitely, it's an idea. I don't know how powerful it'll be, but it's definitely something. But got the usual, I mean, Binding Heal. So I mainly got this in here because even with like a card like Test Subject, even if you don't heal him, when you target him and he dies, you get it back in your hand. So it's kind of like just healing yourself for 5 for free. And especially with like cards like Northshire Cleric and stuff, there's a lot of card draw. I actually like this deck a lot. If I were to say weakest cards right now, it's Extra Arms. That's just the thing, but I'm focusing on just a lot of buffs because there really aren't that many buffs in... There's not that many buffs in Priest. Maybe what I should do is get rid of 1 Extra Arms and get a 2nd Circle of Healing. But I'm not 100% sure. They got 1 Eternal Servitude in case Injured Blade Master play him 3, he dies, you resurrect him back as a 4/7. It's obviously like just a classic little combo thing. There's some decent choices. Obviously, you don't want Test Subject, and you really don't want like Northshire Cleric. Your main choices if like something dies is Lyra, Zarek, Night Scale Matriarch. The Whelps might be a little rough too because of it, but I like this deck. I don't really know off the top of my head what I would change. Right now I'm not going to change anything. It'd probably be like Extra Arms for like another Circle of Healing or something along those lines. So we got the Pogo Hopper deck. So is this all? It's all rogue cards. Oh my god, that's kind of funny. Yeah, you got Double Backstab, Prep, Shadow Step, Cheat Death, Execute, Lab Recruiter, Pogo Hopper, Sap, Edwin Van Cleef, Phantom Knives, SI Agent, Academic Espionage, Minstrel, Myra Rot Spring, Myra's Unstable Element, File Spad Slayer, and Valera the Hollow. So stuff that I'm looking at. So Academic Espionage is probably a card that a lot of people aren't really too big of fans of, but my thought is, so what you're probably going to do is this. You're probably going to look at the board state and see if you're behind or not. If you're too far behind and you have it, I would probably say what you're going to do is probably try to play Unstable Element here, and you're going to want to draw as many cards as you can. Hopefully you end up getting the main cards you're going to want are 1 of Academic Espionage, and then you're going to want, in your hand, you're going to want Pogo Hopper, Lab Recruiter, and I'm talking bare minimums. Everything else doesn't matter. You're going to want Lab Recruiter, Pogo Hopper, Academic Espionage, and probably Valera the Hollow are the main ones. Everything else is extra. So those are the ones that you'd mainly be looking for, because you want to be able to play Academic Espionage, get 10 cards back in your deck. They're all costing 1. And Pogo Hopper too, so you can continue your Pogo Hoppin' dreams. Well, I like the deck. I'm sure there's a lot better ones. I actually think I might have built another rogue also. we'll see that. This is my weird demon lock, so I mainly just said that because I don't really know how it's going to be. It's just mainly focusing on demons and the buffing hand mechanic. So, obviously got Soul Infusion, Solarium, absolutely love that card. Spirit Bomb, some people think it's a little too much damage, but I think it's pretty good. Void Analyst, kind of a weaker version of Keleseth, but not too bad. Or Homunculus, a good 2-drop. Doubling Imp, even by itself, I mean, it's a 4/4 for 3 basically. So, another Soul Buster, so I thought this card actually was, like, it looked at your health, and then whatever was missing, it just added that instantly. For some reason, I didn't realize it was what it took that turn. So, it made it a little bit worse, but I think it's still okay. But it definitely made this deck itself, like, that was a huge, like, turn 3 for me, right there. I was thinking to myself, man, you got Crystallizer in turn 1, you know, maybe Volgar, Homunculus, something like that, Spirit Bomb, and then on turn 3 you got some massive turn, you know, guy. So, we'll have to see, though. I still like it. Octomancy is one of the cards I don't really like, but I do have another Warlock I ended up making. I'll show you that in a minute, too. I do like Omega Agent. Would like to see that end up working, but I don't think it's going to be as good as I'd like it to be. Big Warrior. I just threw one Molten Blade in for an extra card, like, because it could be a random weapon, extra card for Forges of Souls to get. I kind of want to cycle through my deck very fast with this. So, because I want to get turn 10, I want to have, like, I don't really want to play these in turn, I need below 10. I want to get the 3. Double Shield Slam, 1 Whirlwind for a little board clear action. Like Gauntlets, Bring It On for a lot of armor. So, Execute for Souls, Warpath for, continuous Whirlwinds. As you can tell, there's not a lot of minions. Oh, Shield Block, Blood Razor, Brawls, Undead Shield, Dr. Boom at Genius, Geosculptor, yep, the Boom Ship, the Lich King, and 2 Bulldozers. So the reason Bulldozer is in the deck, and I don't know if it's going to work. The main idea is that you throw down the Boom Ship, or even, realistically, Dr. Boom at its Genius, because every mech has Rush afterwards, and you can just smash him in the face. Well, not in the face, but you can kill stuff off and you still got a 9/7 on the board. So I think it's actually okay. But there's probably better stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright. Even Druid. So I played a lot of Hand Druid. I mean a lot of Hand Druid. And especially a lot of Even Hand Druid on that note. So this is basically Even Hand Druid with some of the Boomsday Project guys. So the idea is to have a lot of, because I already had a lot of treants in the deck that I was utilizing because of cards like Soul of the Forest and Witchwood Apple. But I also wanted to add more because, so we do I have more? I don't know if I do. Huh. Well, let's see here. There's 3, 6. There's 6 there. And then Whispering Woods. Usually you're having that at least like you're having at least like 5, 6 minions on the board, and then you Soul the Forest it. You get a crap ton of them. I think that's why I think there's enough. But Mulch Muncher, man, that is a card for it. So I got usually in my current one, so I do have an Even Druid I actually use right now. I use Ultimate Infestation, but I have 2 of them. But now I think I'm only gonna use 1. And yeah, I might remove 1 Serenite Chain Gang for another Ultimate Infestation, just for consistency. I know I had Serenite Chain Gang in my old deck because I was playing that 8 mana card. Let's see. We'll check it out quick. This is the other nice thing about when you're like doing this stuff live and you just right on here. You just go on a show. I was using Splintergraft, so even though it's a very unique card, nobody plays it. But what I was doing is Splintergraft on Serenite Chain Gang, and you got 2 10/10s with taunt for if you play it and stuff. Didn't happen too often, but still. Even with Twilight Drake, you got a 10/10 plus whatever card in your hand. I mean, it's a 10 like 19 or something. Another cool one. There's a lot of cool cards, little ideas. The Flute Man, he's in here because I mean, even if you get the Lich King, Lich King, Twilight Drake, what else? You can get a Treant that's just a 3/4. I mean, that's bad, but I mean that isn't a possibility, I guess. Or even Dendrologist isn't too bad. So, I mean, there is opportunity for him. This is not nearly the most optimized he's going to be within a Druid deck, such as Malygos Druid. But, oops. Alright, so we just finished an even Druid. So, last few, Mech Pally, Mech Shaman, Disco Lock, Bad Mechthune, and Goblin Bomb Meme Hunter. I always seem to focus a lot on these freaking Meme Hunter class decks. So I'm doing that again in this Goblin Bomb deck, man. Alright, so this is just, so the idea was just to focus on a few mech cards to have your best chance of getting, good mechs when you play Kangor's Endless Army, whatever. So, Righteous Protector obviously is just a good card. Quality, Potion of Heroism, that's just mainly for card draw. Other Peacekeeper, there might be a better card than that. That's kind of a filler card for now. Other Peacekeeper, an Oil Module, so he's just annoying. I mean, it's basically an Oiltron for, this deck. Mainly going to be used for magnetic reasons, not going to be used by itself. Concentration, Silver Champion, Mechanolag, this is one of the main mechs that we're going to be utilizing for getting Kangor's Endless Army. We got to get these guys back. Spikered Seed, so even if we don't use like a magnetic card on it, so we could Spikered Siege and then you're forced to try to kill it or silence it. So yeah, Sunkeeper Tarum obviously is not bad. Melanier, good. Here in Foray, Argent Squire, just some early game to kind of try to keep up in the beginning. Upgradable Framebot, another one of the cards that I'm going to be focusing on for buffing up. Stonehill Defender, War Gears is going to be just used as like a buff, basically a pretty much a Blessing of Kings, 5-mana version, and then Ziliax, because can't really go wrong with Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, and Rush. So pretty excited about this deck. Gonna look into Potion of Heroism though. I think there might be something else that's a little bit better. Maybe there's another magnetic card I can throw in instead. I do kind of like the 3-mana 1/5 with Taunt. It's not the worst. Alright, so I think I would say out of all the decks I made, I think the Shaman here is the strongest. So the reason is just because it's simple. It's straightforward. I mean, it's aggressive, and you're just going in. So, and it's pretty cheap too if you're looking at it. I mean, it's all rares and commons except for Electra Storm Surge. So we got obviously 2 Flame Tank Totals, Prounfin Totem, Electra Storm Surge for double of any of the main spells. So right now, so here's I guess the thing where I'm going to look into optimization for this deck. I'm not sure if we want double Lava Burst, or double Lightning Storm. I chose Lightning Storm mainly for defensive reasons, because I'm not sure if this is going to be the fastest deck, but I think it's got a chance. Then we got obviously Manatide Totem for card draw, Storm Chaser for drawing our Bloodlust guaranteed, double Bloodlust, Faithful Lumi for pumping up our Mekaru mainly. That's that's only 1 drops here. 1 Galvanizer, so I'm not 100% sold on this guy, but I do like him. I think it's good if you're able to, get something cheaper. And then we got double upgradable Framebot, so I just think this card's very solid, especially with Bronze Gatekeeper. I think that this is the little combo here that's going to be really, really obnoxious. I don't think people are really thinking about it as you know, a 2/10 taunt man. I mean, that's so tough to get through at turn 3. But okay, and then we even got Tar Creeper, Cult Master, Replicating Menace, because this is gonna, you know, when it dies, it's gonna give you 3/1/1s also, and War Gear. So I really like this deck. I think it's gonna be pretty solid. The Disco Lock. So just another discard Warlock. So basically, the only reason why I threw it together was because Solarium. You know, I mean, it's a guarantee 3, and it's a good card, like a really good card. So nothing too specific. I kind of just threw it together. I'm not really like super happy about it, but it's I don't know. I guess I'll leave it here for a second. But yeah, Megathune. So the idea is just basically wipe your entire hand as fast as you can and get Megathune. The only bad thing about it is, like, Necreon Blade, even if you trigger it, doesn't work with him. He's still in the battlefield. You have to kill him. Which makes you think I'm not sure if it's going to work as good as I would like. But obviously the idea is just to kind of get as many cards in your hand as possible, which is why we still even have a sprint along with Myra's Unstable Element. In case, you know, because we're going to want to drop a lot of cards, draw as many cards, prep, sprint, you know, try to get through it very fast. So, yeah, I don't think that's a very good deck either. And then Goblin Bomb, probably one of my favorite decks, just because it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's not gonna be amazing, but man, is it gonna be fun. Yeah, double bomb toss. Basically everything that gives you Goblin Bombs, I have in the deck. So bomb toss, double, Cyber Tech Chip. This is probably one of the cards that I'm looking into getting rid of. Maybe upgrade it with something else. Not sure yet, right off the top of my head. Fireworks Tech triggers your Goblin Bombs, plus it gives it +1/+1, so you can attack Eagle Horn Bow. Spider Bomb, you know, basically Deadly Shot plus a buff. Terrascale Stalker to, you know, you could trigger, you know, your Goblin Bombs, or, you know, hopefully you can do Spider Bomb plus Goblin Bomb, trigger both, hit him in the face for 2, kill something else off, you know, get a little action going on. You can double your Death Rattles, your Necro Mechanic. Boommaster Flark. So this is gonna buff your Goblin Bombs also. Goblin Bomb. Whirly Glider. This is probably the worst one, but yeah. This is just to, you know, force them to have to attack into it. Fenrir Argus, same thing. Buff up the Goblin Bombs. Explodinator, Spirit Singer Umbra, Fungal Mancer, buff them up, and Bowmare. Yeah, I like it. I like where I kind of went with it. I don't really know right now what I would change, as I just made it, so I kind of feel like it's decent, solid. I know somebody's kind of making something similar. I haven't looked into it too much. Oh, you know what? Let's put them side by side. Yeah, this is the one. Magnetic Bomber. He's got tracking 1 bomb toss, a Vemizer, only 1 Necro Mechanic. He's got Mekaru in there with Skaterbot. Oh yeah, War Gear might be good in it. Yeah. War Gear, huh? War Gear might be what we're looking to. That could be something with Cyber Tech Chip to get rid of. Just want to look for a second. I want to double check and make sure Terrascale Stalker's still. I think it's I think Ungoro is what it's in, so it's still available, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears out, because right now I'm trying to get into Hearthstone to look quick, stay in standard. Sometimes I don't trust Hearthstone. Sometimes I've gotten it where it's not like fully like updated, like standard cards at least. All right, we'll look quick. Come on. Alright, Hunter. 3 mana. Yep, still in there. Alright. Let's look at some of the cards here and see maybe what I want to TheoryCraft with. Do something quick maybe. Oh, you know what I did want to do maybe is Hunter. Hunt again for Secret. It's a little Secret Hunter. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So, I don't believe discovering a secret is really worth it. I guess first thing we'll do is... we'll do 1 candle shot, 2 hunter's marks, explosive trap, crackling razor maw, get a good solid base, snipe, snake trap. I should really like wandering monster. Let's see. We'll do Putricide. Lesser Rumble Spellstone. Oh yeah, I forgot we got that, so maybe we'll add the second. We'll add the second Venom Strike Trap. Because one of my favorite combos is Wandering Monster and Venom Strike Trap. Stalker Rexar. What else? Let's look in the new cards. We don't have any really new cards right now. Subject 9 for sure. Well, Crackling Razor Maw might not be in this deck. There's not a lot of beast right now. Well, I guess there's some. Yeah. Dire Mole. don't believe we really need any more 2-drops. Got a lot. Let's see if there's any... Ah, yes, Secret Keeper, obviously. Look at 3-drops. Alright, now once I'm done with this, I'm actually going to stop because I want to upload the card review. Because I didn't realize it's getting close to that time where I got to start doing some stuff. I think a Tar Creeper maybe? Yeah. I like Tar Creeper. We might need some card draw, actually. Well, we have subject 9, but, I mean... regular card draw, so I guess I should say. Spellbreaker's possible. Let's look at draw mechanics. No. I mean, Witchwood Piper could be okay. Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle. I don't know if we have any of those. Don't believe so. Nope. Actually, gonna say we're gonna do double Witchwood Piper. Probably not the best idea, but for now. So we're gonna do Secret Hunter. All right. That is that. So. Alright, I might come on and do a little bit more TheoryCrafting depending on time, how long it takes to upload this and stuff. But I definitely gotta upload this now if I want it to be up by now. So, yeah, if you're watching this later on, obviously I live streamed it, but I mainly did this for a recording anyways, more so than I did even for, you know, for live stream, because I know I don't get a lot of live stream people, but I do it for myself mainly. So I want to go back and look at myself, like, you know, thinking about ideas and stuff. But anyways, so thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you around.